Hello and welcome to another episode of Satisfactory. Last episode we got the basics of our kind of starting resources. We got our rods, plates, concrete, and over there we had our wire being produced, and we were able to get through a bit of tier 1. This episode I plan on probably taking out this area right here and building one big platform that we're going to use to more efficiently distribute our ore and redo our processes here. Also, hopefully, we will be able to finish and complete the tier 1 milestones, which I think we don't have that many left. Yeah, we just have field research left to do. But for that we need screws. So we're going to do a bit of screws production as well. So with that, first of all, I'm going to tear down all of our smelters and producers, and we're going to get that big platform built up. Alrighty, so I've gone ahead and took out and moved our hub over here, moved our power section over there, and I've created this big old platform for us to work on. So first we're going to be working with this kind of leftmost MK miner, and we're basically going to be building what we built before, but we're going to try to make it as efficient as possible now. So what's going to happen is we have 1, 2, which, by the way, if you want to do 90-degree angles in this game, right? So let's say, for example, you want your conveyor belt to be going down this middle part of the platform, right? So you go to the middle, you want that green line to line up, and you go back 1, 2, build it, and then see, it makes perfect 90-degree. We're going to make it generally to probably about here. We're gonna have this guy come up like so. It's still a little crooked. Actually, I think it'd probably be easier if we did this. And then we can cook it from there. There we go. So we're going to have 30 ore per minute come from here. And it's going to go into our one smelter. Get out of here. And so we're going to use 30 ore per minute to make 30 bars per minute. So this part's still 100% efficient. But if you come over here for our rods, if you look, one constructor only uses 15 bars. So we need the output of this smelter to split into these two constructors. And to do that, we're going to go into what we unlocked before, which is the conveyor splitter. Now remember, you can hold control to kind of lock it into place with your machinery. Kind of line it up. And we're going to have it go on the input side. And then we're going to line up our output sides. Once again, line it up, go back to 90-degree angle. So then now we're going to have 30 ore, 30 bars turn into 15 and 15. And then on here, this other side, we're going to want to take these two outputs and merge them together, right? Into one output. So what I like to do is just line it in the middle and go back one time for it to turn yellow. Build it. And then it makes a nice little clean conversion like this with your conveyor belts. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to go into organization, storage container, and we're just going to build ourselves a storage container, just like that. Alright, there we go. And that's rods completed. So we're going to come in here and we're going to put in our power lines for this. Oh, nope. Yeah, we'll go right there. One, two, one. Just like that. Alright, so now rods are being produced at 100% efficiency. Now I'm going to quickly set up the plates as well and show you how that works. Alrighty, so with the plates it's a lot simpler, right? So we're going to have 30 ore per minute coming out of here. It's going to go into one smelter, which is going to produce 30 bars per minute, which just goes straight into one constructor, which uses 30 bars to produce 20 plates per minute. Now, quick tip also while you're building, if you press F to go into your kind of dismantling deconstruct mode, you can actually just middle click on anything that you want to build. So let's say, for example, I want to build another constructor, right, for my concrete over there. I can just press F, look at this, and then middle click. And now I can build another one, right? So it's really easy if you're having to build a lot of the same thing where it's like, oh, I need another splitter. There we go, right? So we should now have a production of 20 plates per minute, and we're gonna have a production of 30 rods per minute. So next we're gonna move the concrete over to here as well. And after that, what we're going to do is actually what we're gonna do is set up some screws first. I think is a better idea. So screws are produced from rods, right? So what we're gonna need is to go from ore to bars to rods to screws. And the best way to set that up is you really only need one more MK1 miner. So we're gonna need to go make another portable miner. And it's gonna be set up just like how the rods are, right? So we're gonna have one miner to one refinery to two constructors. And then after these two constructors, there are gonna be 3 more constructors producing screws. Because it's 10 rods to make 40 screws, I believe. And we're going to be making 30 rods, which is going to be 120 screws. So to build another portable miner, we're going to need what's called an equipment workshop. So we're going to take this and we're going to throw it right there. Build ourselves another portable miner real quick. Turn on our flashlights. And we're gonna get that miner MK1. Just like that. And plug that bad boy in. Take our smelter. We're gonna line it up. Just like so. Then we're gonna go, oh, we need more reinforced plates. This is why you need screws. So, I'm gonna go make some more plates. We're back. Alrighty, so now that we're back, we are going to go ahead and build our 2 constructors. We can take our splitter just like before. Move our input to that side. Connect this up. 1, 2. Yep. So make sure to set the ingots. These two are going to be set to rods, and then we are going to merge these together. Conveyor merger. Just like so. And then we're going to take our constructor and align them just back up like this. Oh wait, actually, I'm sorry. You don't want to immediately do that. What you want to do is we have our merger, but we need to immediately split it again amongst 3, right? So we're merging the 30 rods together, and then we need to split those 30 rods amongst 3 constructors. So you do a merger, then a splitter, then do your constructors, just like so. Oh, do we have enough room? We do not. That means we need to move our storage containers back a little bit. That's okay. Not a big deal. Can I... Hello? Thank you. And hook that guy up. 1, 2. One, 2. Okay. And then you set each of these to screws. So 10 rods, 40 screws. 10 rods, 40 screws. And 10 rods, 40 screws. So we're going to have 30 ore, making 30 bars, splits into 15, 30 ore, 30 bars, which makes 15 rod, 15 rod, that combine together to make 30 rods, that is then split into 10 rods, 10 rods, 10 rods per minute, which is making us 120 screws per minute. It sounds a little complicated, I know, but once you do this a good couple of times, it gets pretty straightforward. Most of this game is really just straightforward ratios, right? So it's like, for however much this many ore, you're producing this many of this product, right? That's basically the whole game. So we're going to expand out our platform just a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and throw down our storage container again. We'll come to... This one's going to be a little funky. So we're going to go 1, 2. Alright, we're gonna do... that lined up? Yeah, that's straight. Okay. Yeah, this conveyor belt's gonna be a little weird, just because of the way I have it set up. But we got it. And the last but not least, line that up with that, and plug that back in. Alright, so we can throw our rods back into here, and our plates back into here, and then screws will get put into here. Now all we gotta do is plug all this in. Alrighty, so it's now all plugged in and operating. So as I said before, 30 ore, 30 bars, making 30 rods, 120 screws. Now one thing to be aware of is if you come in here and you look at logistics, our conveyor belt MK1 can only move 60 resources per minute. However, we are currently dumping about 120 resources on this conveyor belt per minute. Meaning no matter what, until you get the MK2 conveyor belts, you're going to get a backlog of screws in your machines here. So they're not going to be operating at 100% efficiency until you do get the better ones. But we do have a large influx of screws being produced now, which means you can by hand make a bunch of reinforced plating and such for your constructors. I also real quickly moved the one constructor over here for concrete. So we're getting about 15 concrete per minute, just getting put into this container up here. And that's coming from the limestone deposit over there. So this is kind of just rebuilding what we did before, but making it a bit more efficient and definitely a lot better looking. Especially if we come up here and take a look at it. Right? So we have over there, bam, going into rods, plates, and then the one that looks really nice, those two constructors into these three, making us some screws. And then we have concrete over here. So now that we've set all this up and finished this, what we're going to do now is wait for these resources to build up a bit, and we're going to finish up tier 1 today. And then what we're going to work on next time is a bit of MAM research and trying to overclock some of our miners so we can get better output of ore, right? Instead of getting 30 out of it, maybe we can get 60 or up to 120. So I'm going to wait till we build enough resources for our milestone here, and I'll be back. Alrighty, so let's just submit these. So we got our 300, 300, 100, and we are officially done with tier 1.
Milestone reached. The molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, will allow R&D to provide new technologies, items, and buildings based on samples collected in the field. To ensure a greater chance of success during exploration, an upgraded tool belt has been provided, as well as an object scanner and beacons. Note: the object scanner requires calibration via the MAM to enable detection of specific objects.
Alright, so...
has been unlocked.
Yes, thank you, Ada. Alrighty, so that is the finish of Tier 1. We are now on to Tier 2. And we have unlocked what is called the MAM. Now, the MAM is where you do a lot of your research into new things. Right, so to do that, we need a bit more cabling on our hands. And we're going to need some reinforced iron plates. So if you're wanting to craft something, press Q, and you press the little plus sign. Over here on your to-do list on the right, it'll tell you what you need to craft that thing. So I need 5 reinforced plates, right? So I can come in here and just let those 5 build up. Nice. So we're gonna go ahead and take this MAM. And place it down right there. We're gonna come in here, and I think we can already do some stuff with nutrition, alien organisms, and power slugs. Yep, so we can do a bit of hog research there, because we killed so many. Yep, so that unlocked all of these things that we can now also research. But we're going to come down here into Power Slug, and we're going to research Power Slugs, which is going to teach us how to make Power Shards.
New recipe unlocked.
From there, this is what you want to learn. You want to learn overclock production.
New research available in the map.
So we gotta real quickly go turn our second Power Slug into a Power Shard. Pretty simple. And then I think we're going to need some plates, and we're going to go need some wire. Alrighty, so we got our wire, and we have our plates and our power shard. So we're gonna come back over to the MAM and do power slugs, overclock production, start research. Nice. So with that, we remember correctly, there is a power slug just over here that we saw earlier. Now we can go grab for another power shard. Yep, there it is, just over there on that rock. Let's hope there's nothing guarding it. If we look over there on top of that rock is an orange power slug. So blue power slugs give you 1 power shard, orange ones give you 2, and the purple ones give you 5. Oh, alright, so we got a spitter here. Seems to be guarding the power slug. We're going to take him out so we can get his remains to research. And we can come up here and collect this power slug. And there's one right over there too. I'm going to go grab that one too. Alright, so we're just going to turn those 2 power slugs into power shards. And now we have access to power shards. So what's great about power shards is, for example, we can come up here to like our miner. We can throw in a power shard and we can overclock it up to 150%. Now this will use more power, but now we're producing 45 ore per minute instead of the original 30. Right, and if we put 2 in, we get up to 200%, which once again should use, yep, even more power. But we can now make 60 per minute, right? Very, very useful. I tend to only use my power shards for miners, right, to get as many ore as possible. Because I can take up as much room as needed for, you know, assembly lines. There's only so many miners you can build, right? So it seems our power grid has decided to shut itself down, probably because we ran out of fuel. Yep, right about there. Let's go get some more. Alright, so now that we got our new alien organism, we can do a bit more research into this. Yep, And nutrients, we also now have both the barrel nuts and the
New object
pale
added
berries.
to the object scanner.
Now, I think that's going to be the last thing we're going to do this episode is build an object scanner. Object scanners are very useful items. Basically, you get to walk around with them in your hands, and you can use them to scan for any nearby specific items, such as power slugs eventually, when you get that research complete, and different types of foods and other like important items that you kind of have to travel around to find, right? So, nope, not in here. In here. Nice. So just like this, right? So you can hold down V. No, not V, sorry. You hold down left click. And currently we can only scan for berries and for nuts, but we can just kind of turn this around and it says, oh, there's some nuts over there, and as you get closer the bar will fill up, right? And we can eventually do research into power slugs and get power slug scanning, which actually I think we can real quickly finish. Yep, we can. And this will allow us to be able to scan for power slugs. With our portable scanner. You can also right click to just kind of change it like that. But we can switch this bad boy to power slugs. It says there's one just over here. So I think that's what we're going to end off on, is going to find this mystery slug. So come up here, jump up. Oh, we lost it. Oh, we lost it again. It's not above me. It's gotta be below me. Is there a cave? Oh boy. No, I don't have a gas mask. So I think that... yeah, I think that this slug is probably going to be a lost cause for now. Only just because I think we need a gas mask to go in there and get him. But if you leave the range of one slug, it'll jump onto another one. Right, so if we get close enough to where we saw that orange slug, it'll start pointing in that direction. But with that, we have finished Tier 1, and we've kind of reorganized our machinery. We've gotten ourselves an object scanner and have discovered the MAM. He's having a really good time in the middle of my my constructors. Let's see if we can't give him a zap to get him out of here. Sir, yes, I highly suggest you get on out of here. Oh boy, he's confused. Come here. Come here. Go. Get going. Alright, well, I guess he's now a permanent part of our factory, so he will just live there now. So please put in the comments our giant tick friend name, as he's going to be a new resident of the factory. But as I was saying, we are now into tier 2 milestones, which is part assembly, which is going to give us the assembler, which takes two inputs and assemble them together into another component. Things like rotors, modular frames, smart plating, obstacle clearing, which will get us a chainsaw to chop down the bigger trees that we can't pick up, jump pads and U-jelly landing pads, the awesome sink, the awesome shop, color cartridges, and the ability to change the color of your factory machines, and the one we're going to research first, which is Logistics Mark II, which will allow us to build conveyor belts Mark IIs. Conveyor belt Mark IIs are able to transport 120 items per minute rather than our measly 60 items per minute, which will help speed up our factories. Alright, well with that, I think that's going to be the end of today's episode. I hope to see y'all again in the next episode, where we are going to focus more on Tier 2 and probably expanding what we already have. With that, I hope you all have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next episode.